trees can't rise. You feel helpless and you're looking to the sky. Some people would say to accept defeat. Well, if this is fate, then we'll find a way to cheat. 'Cause we'll say a little prayer. But if the answer isn't fair, you know you can call on me when you need somebody. You know you can call on me when you can't stop the tears from falling down. When you're weary and the road is dark, and I'll guide you with the beating of my heart. And if the Calvary and the help don't come, well then we'll find a way to dodge a smoking gun. 'Cause we'll say a little prayer. But if the answer isn't fair, then call on me. Call on me when you need somebody. You know you can call on me when you can't stop the tears from falling down. You know you can call on me. Call on me, darling. You can call on me. We are fighting back. And need somebody to cling to. Just call on me, love, on me. Just call on me. Call on me. Just call on me.
I don't think the camera's ready.
Take two. Ready?
You're broken down and tired of living life.
No matter what our experience with cancer has been,
we all share the hope that one day we will live in a world where our children and their children
will never have to hear the words.
you have cancer.
I relay for my Aunt Sarah, who has missed 4 birthdays since she passed away from breast cancer.
I relay for my mom who has missed 2 birthdays since she passed away from endometrial cancer.
I relay for my grandpa and all the birthdays he's missed since he's passed away from cancer.
I relay for my aunt who celebrated 2 birthdays since she was diagnosed with cancer.
I relay for my grandfather who fought the Battle of Normandy but lost his battle to cancer.
I relay for my grandmother who has missed 52 birthdays since passing away from breast cancer.
I relay for all the kids that spent their birthdays in the hospital instead of blowing out candles.
I will never forget the day when my mom was diagnosed with an aggressive form of breast cancer. When the phone rang, it's like none of us knew what we were about to hear. And within the 30 seconds she was on the phone, we found out that she was diagnosed. And I think everyone in my family just suddenly collapsed. It was like our world was ending. So I relay every year for my mom. She's a survivor. She's celebrated 12 birthdays since she's been cancer-free. And I relay to make sure that no one has to go through those feelings. I relay for a cure and I relay for more birthdays.
I relay for my mom and my grandma. When I was a junior in high school, my mom was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. And then after a year of that, when she went to go get her test, she was diagnosed with breast cancer. And I think growing up, regardless of your age, even as a senior in high school, no one should have to see their mom come home and see her losing her hair or having to have a wig and feeling self-conscious about herself. But through the cancer treatments, positivity is one of the best things that I learned. My grandma said, "This too shall pass," and it will pass. And she's cancer-free, which is amazing. Tonight I relay for my grandma, who I miss so much, and for my mom, who's my hero and my biggest supporter.
I relay for my aunt. She was my role model, and she still is, although she's not here, but she will always be in my heart.
I relay for my grandmother, who has missed 10 birthdays since she passed from cancer.
I relay for my Aunt Linda, who has missed 4 birthdays since she has passed from breast cancer.
I relay for my aunt, who has missed 2 birthdays since she passed away from cancer.
I relay for Andrea, who has missed 15 birthdays since she's passed from cancer.
I relay for my friend Nicole, who has celebrated 3 birthdays since she's been cancer-free.
I have so many people that have touched our lives because of cancer. The number of people I know in my life who have had cancer is too many.
So I was on Apex last year, and I was like very sick the whole time. And when I got back, it was the week before Easter break. It was a Tuesday, I couldn't breathe, like my lungs were like, something was clearly wrong. I went to Lankenau Medical Center. The next day, I got a call during free period, and I found out that I had two tumors like in my chest, the size of like a softball. And then I was in the hospital. I was in CHOP for a week until April 2nd. I found out that I had Hodgkin's lymphoma, and I started like chemo like the day after, I'm pretty sure. And I was pulled from school, which like was very difficult because everyone else's lives like continued, but you were just like trapped in the hospital. So unfortunately last year in 2016 I had to spend my 20th birthday in the hospital getting chemotherapy, but I'm looking forward to this year spending my 21st birthday cancer-free and having a good time.
I relay for my aunt, who has celebrated 1 birthday since she's been cancer-free.
I relay for my aunt, who's missed 4 birthdays since passing away from lung cancer.
I relay for my grandmother. I call her G-Mom. She was diagnosed with stage 4 uterine cancer, and she wasn't supposed to make it, but she's a fighter. You know, I grew up and had her as a role model, as someone to tell me that, you know, don't ever let anything get in your way. You can overcome and beat anything. And she actually just turned 80 in December of 2016, and she's still going strong, and she's one of the most important people in my life. So I relay for her.
I was 7 years old when my dad was diagnosed with and passed away from cancer. 2nd grade was not a very normal year for me. We had to postpone Christmas, and there was a lot of trips to the hospital, and a lot of change took place. So I'm here tonight relaying for the man that spent 42 beautiful years on earth and 42 beautiful birthdays, and so that more girls can have their dad walk them down the aisle.
I relay for Misha, who has celebrated 4 birthdays since she's been cancer-free.
I relay for my grandmother, who has missed 8 birthdays since she's passed away from breast cancer.
I relay for my mom and aunt, who celebrated 3 birthdays since they've been diagnosed with cancer.
I relay for the 1 birthday my cousin missed since he passed away from lung cancer.
So the summer going into my 8th grade year, I went to see the doctor, and on August 25th, 2010, I was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia pre-B cell. Next day I started 6 months of intense chemotherapy and then was treated for 3.5 years. I went into remission December 14th, 2013. Out of the 8 birthdays since I've been diagnosed, I've celebrated 5 of them cancer-free.
I relay for my cousin Shannon. My junior year of high school, I woke up to a text from a family member that she had been in the hospital, and she was diagnosed with a really rare form of cancer. She woke up one morning and was paralyzed from the waist down because of a tumor on her spine. She was brought to the hospital and went right into surgery, and they could only remove 80% of the tumor without paralyzing her completely. And from the start, she only had a 95% chance of survival. She fought for about 2.5 years until a pain came back in her lower back, and they did another scan and they realized that her cancer had come back. She decided that she just wanted to enjoy what time that she had left without chemo, without being in the hospital, surrounded by friends and family. 2 weeks afterwards, she passed away, and it was really hard for me because she was just like my buddy growing up, and she was just such a big inspiration to me of someone that I've never seen fight so hard for something and just be so completely selfless, and everything that I do now in my life is for her. And I do it because she can't anymore.
This year it's our wish to celebrate more birthdays,
and we hope that it's your wish too.